If you're a graduate, would you stand up? Let's give them a big round of applause. Well, now you can sit down and eat. We're really proud of you. And I know that juggling family and job and school, you ought to get credit just for that. And so we started this program 8 or 9 years ago to serve working adults and people who had maybe started college but had to leave because life happened. Maybe they're raising families or working, but wanted to come back and finish and move up in their professions. And also for people who just wanted to start a little bit later in life. So we think it's a wonderful mission for our college to be engaged in. We talk about lifelong learning. It isn't only 18 to 22-year-olds who are in the learning business. All of you are and will be. All of us will be until they put us in the ground. It really is lifelong. You know, a lot of people think about higher education like a commodity. Like you want to go buy a good pair of shoes, so you take your money and you buy the shoes and take them home, and if you don't like them, you take them back and get your money back. A lot of people think of higher ed like that. Higher learning is something you purchase. I put down my money, educate me, make me smart. But it doesn't work that way, does it? Here's a better metaphor. I think tuition is more like the entrance fee for a marathon. I like to stand at about mile 21 or 22 for Grandma's marathon. And you watch these people, and they're not having fun at that point. Some of them are not sure they're going to make it. And I always think to myself, they paid to do this. And I think higher learning is more like that. You pay the money for the best conditions for you to learn, but that's no guarantee that you're going to finish the race. But you have. You paid your entrance fee and you completed the race, and I want to congratulate you. And what I'd like to do just for a couple of minutes tonight is reflect on a question with you, and the question is, what difference does it make that you went to the College of St. Scholastica? Does it make any difference? And if so, what is it? Traditionally, college has been trying to do, or colleges have been trying to do two things with students. One is to prepare people to enter or advance in the workplace, workforce preparation. But the other purpose of higher education has been to pass along from generation to generation the best of human wisdom about how we ought to live and what makes for a good life. And, I mean, what have we learned from these hundreds of generations that have gone before us about how we ought to live? That's what I call the transmission of wisdom. Now, I want to say, I think in our society, workforce preparation has been almost the whole deal. I mean, it's like the second purpose just gets really pushed to the edge. Most people think about higher education in terms of getting ready for a job, or a profession. And I hope one of the differences it makes that you went to the College of St. Scholastica was that you got some of that wisdom part. Because it turns out that having a successful or a good professional life ultimately requires that you've got some wisdom and some perspective. I mean, if the current crisis on Wall Street doesn't illustrate that, then I can't. You know, if you just have a sort of laser focus on the boundaries of your profession and the bottom line of your activities to the neglect of a consideration of these larger questions about human purpose and meaning, our professional lives get really truncated. And that's why in our mission statement we say that we want to prepare people for responsible living as well as meaningful work. That's what we're trying to get at. That we're hoping that together we talked about what it means to make a living, but what it means to make a life in this sense of human wisdom. And we say that we provide intellectual and moral preparation for responsible living and meaningful work. And that's an important point, that higher education from our college should involve the heart as well as the head. And we believe that higher learning is about education of the heart as well as the intellect. And it seems to me that's for a pretty simple reason. If we were to graduate smart people who didn't have a moral compass, we might have done something pretty bad. I don't know about you, but I'm a little more afraid of a smart thief than I am an ignorant thief. You know what I'm saying? So if all we do is get smart and then go out in the world and do things, we don't know if it's going to be for good or for ill. And that's why that cultivation of the heart and the influence of the Benedictine heritage and the values that the Benedictines have tried to weave into the educational process are so important. And I hope that as you go forth, you do have a sense of moral compass, and you will be good graduates of the College of St. Scholastica because you will be smart professionals who stand for something. You know, whether it's in healthcare or business or education, whatever your field, that it's obvious that you bring a dimension that's important in the work world. For those of you who haven't gone through the ceremony yet of commencement, here's the way it works. I stand up there and I say, you get your degrees one at a time, but the actual conferral of the degree happens all at once. So I'm standing up in front of however many hundred people and I say, I confer upon you the degree for which you have qualified with all attendant honors, privileges, and responsibilities. And I always love that phrase. What are the honors and the privileges of the degree? Well, we can talk about those. There's a certain amount of prestige. You get to put letters after your name. You might get a promotion or a better paying job. You're going to make a lot more money over your lifetime than somebody who doesn't have the degree. So those are the honors and the privileges, but I always love the phrase, what are the responsibilities of the degree? Now you got a degree. What are the responsibilities? And our vision statement basically says that we want to graduate thoughtful leaders who will serve and transform the world. How's that for idealism? But I say to you, you graduates, those are the responsibilities of a St. Scholastica degree: service and transformation. So I implore you to take your learning and the values that I hope have come from that Benedictine heritage and go out in the world and do good. It's just that simple. That's the responsibility you now take on. And please pay particular attention to the weak and the marginalized in society. The strong usually can take care of themselves. But I ask you please to look out, especially for those at the edges. I wish you every professional and personal success. We'll be proud to claim you as our graduates, and you become part of the extended family. This isn't the last time you'll hear from me But it is a vast network now of about 15,000 St. Scholastica graduates that we hope stay connected to the college. And besides all that, I want to wish you and your families the best for the holiday season.